Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Monday, we're going back to the top of the workshop looking for a top-performing map. This one's pretty good. It's by a creator that you're almost certainly aware of, one of the regular contributors and one of the BonBon buddies as well. It's a pretty neat map. It is obviously an island map, but does connect with the edge of the map, which means it's not strictly an island map. So it should suit for both of those type of players. Now, let's go back in time just a little bit to when the show started, and then I brought in the seal of approval. And way back then, the seal of approval winners, some of them are names that even I've forgotten about. So we've got a playlist of the week featuring 6 maps from creators that you've probably never heard of. Also, you've probably not heard of the map reviewer who's a little bit try-hard. A little bit try hard back then. Speaking of try hard, this lady tries a little bit too hard. Yeah, she's very cute, but my goodness, how easy it is to give a thumbs up. Thanks very much for your support. Today's map is Crake Atoll by Random 5, Random 4, Random 3... Oh, it blew up early. Anyway, yes, it's based on Kiribati, or Kiribati, and there's your start square. That looks pretty usable. Don't forget, there's not a huge amount of build space, but definitely usable. The terrain heights look and feel very flat, but also very realistic in terms of the offshore. Speaking offshore, we have offshore oil and offshore ore, and we have some fertile land to play with as well. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, yeah, you've got some options there as well. Off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, no DLC required today. We'll be using the Seychelles map theme, the Fiore Lut possibly, and we've got a few little subscriptions there, the Canary Palms, the Pongam Tree, and the Coral Reef. A little bit of a write-up as always, and there are some relight settings, but honestly, if you don't have relight, you won't make that much of a difference. It just tweaks the colours of the map. Anyway, we're just coming a little way in from the edge of the map to start the no point in showing the edge of the map, is there? Or is there? Yes. We'll go back and have a look at the edge of the map in a minute. Here's your first bridge, and all of the bridges are very clean and tidy. We have a little elevated section off of the water there, and they're plunged in at that point. I'm buying all of that. That's all cool. Now you will notice that we are using the highway ramps here for roads. I'm not sure whether I'm happy with this choice, but again, we're keeping it 100% vanilla. Of course, in vanilla though, we do have all of those lovely roads that you can unlock as you go along. So would I have gone with highway ramps? Personally, no, but in terms of gameplay, they're not going to cause a problem, and of course you can just replace them at the point that you so wish. Also looks like there's plenty of room to upgrade them to 2-lane highways, possibly 3, but definitely 2-lane if you have network extensions 2 or mass transits. You can upgrade those roads to handle a bit more traffic. Not that you're going to be dealing with a whole lot of traffic, because it is an island map, and we'll take little bits of inspiration from people who have done I'm looking at you, Strict Toaster. I'm sure it was Strict Toaster, wasn't it, who did the I forgot the name of the map now. But yes, it was a great city build based out in I'm feeling a bit embarrassed now if it's not Strict Toaster. Who was it? I should have done some research. Who was it? Did an island atoll, and it was a beautiful build. Beautiful build. I'm bigging up other YouTubers here. I should be bigging myself up. The best map reviewer and the worst one, to be fair. There's not a lot of competition. You're all watching them right now. Anyway, we're getting down to the biggest buildable area on the map. Plenty of space around here. It's all pretty flat around here, and a good mix of trees. I think the tropicalness of the map comes out quite well, really rich in the colours, and a few of those little dumpy vanilla trees as well, which just adds a little bit of height definition and a little bit of colour as well, which is pretty neat. Right, coming around, we are now very much in Start Square territory. We've been in Start Square territory for a while, actually. But the highway, it does end here. And you may notice we've got no through traffic because it's a dead end. We've also got an asset of the day. This is pretty neat as well. From the same part of the world, Kiribati and New Zealand. Yeah, in the South Pacific kind of area. This is more, let's stick with Oceania. Oceania? Which is it? I'm going with Oceania. Anyway, the NZ Post Sorting Centre by AliTarGz. There are some recommended assets to go with it in terms of vehicles. They are linked on the workshop page by AliTarGz themselves and are included in the screenshots on the workshop. And shall we do a factoid? Because factoids. Here's one from the same part of the world. I'll say same part of the world. There's thousands of miles in between all these places, of course. There are about 10 times as many sheep in Australia as human beings. Yeah, we knew that anyway. Let's do a different one. In 1935, Jesse Owens broke 4 world records in the space of 45 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Just breaking one is impressive. But even Usain Bolt can't lay claim to that. Anyway, he probably could have done it, given the chance. Anyway, the NZ Post Sorting Centre by AliTarGz. This is today's asset of the day, and it's very nice indeed. And back to a Crake Atoll by Random 5. Now, there's no highways along this stretch here, but we will come across another highway in a minute. And at this point, I would normally say to you, now you're going to have to be a little bit careful, because when you connect this highway up with the other highway, you're going to get an awful lot of through traffic coming through your city, where traffic is starting on one end of the map and driving through to the other end of the map and just like bypassing everything. Well, I would normally give you this advice and say be careful what you do, find a way around it, but fortunately I don't need to. Partly because you indeed are a fantastic city builder and far more experienced than I. My battery's dying on my mouse again. I put a new battery in just the other day and it's just dropping off. Anyway, nice little bridge there as well. Yeah, partly because you are indeed a superb city builder and know how to deal with your traffic. Another nice little bridge there. Little floating ship on the horizon. This is why you should always have the fog switched on so ships don't float on the horizon. But yes, there is actually another reason why you don't need to worry. And that's because Random 5 has got your back. They have. They got your back. Oh, they're holding you up and saying, don't worry, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to have a load of unnecessary traffic coming through your city. Let's head off towards the edge of the map. Oh, hang on. It's the Park Life Glory Hole. I have no idea what's glowing at the bottom of there, but it is glorious, which is why it's called the Glory Hole. No other reason. Don't look at me like that. And we're carrying on towards the edge of the map. We'll get there in a moment. So yes, we have these one lane highway ramps. Not a choice I would have gone with, but they're certainly going to do the job. Now, right at the edge of the map, we have this intersection for loop around traffic and also for traffic that wants to go somewhere else. And there's this tunnel, hidden tunnel. It's hidden underground and also underwater, and it's going to emerge right back where we started, just behind where we started actually, which I didn't show you because I wanted to save this little moment, this magical moment for now. And as we don't have any rail, we're going to end on this magical moment. All the traffic that wants to cut across the map will take that route, and you won't have any surplus traffic coming through your city, which is a very nice little touch. Meanwhile, in other places...
Do you watch BonBonB with your morning coffee? Do you want to feel closer to the show? Then you need either the modern or retro mug from BonBonB. Click the information button now.
A little factoid, because factoids, you saw those legs in that little commercial segment, yeah? You saw those legs up against the laptop. Those are Random 5's legs. Oh, they're probably not actually. I'm pretty sure they're not, but they could be. Anyway, we have a little shipping route goes off to the edge of the map there. We'll follow this around. I'm pretty sure somebody's just spat out their coffee at that point. Someone somewhere in Italy has spat out their coffee going, no. Do Italians spit out coffee? I don't believe they do. They take it very seriously, don't they? Anyway, this heads off towards the edge of the map. Yeah, shipping routes are absolutely fine. Water flow. Right, well, in the lagoon, or the wherever, we have no water flow at all, but don't worry about that. Because if you draw from there, but pump out here, then the sewage is going to be taken away by this moving water. And it's not edge of map water either, which you would probably think. It's actually a little water drain point right there. Very nicely put in and does exactly the job it needs to. The map as a whole, yes, it's not the world's biggest build space, but it is an interesting build shape, and I all credit for that. We've got some quite nice beaches. Let me just go into terrain height mode. There was a request that I should show the terrain heights in the start square in this mode, and I think it's a pretty good idea. So when I remember, I will. If I forget, I won't, and if there's no point, I won't bother at all, because what's the point? What is the point? What's the point in anything? So anyway, it's pretty flat around here. All the build space, perfectly lovely. Okay, so yeah, we got some very nice little beaches on here. Loving the richness of the tropical. It works really well on this map. Got a lot of vanilla rocks dotted around, and they're very lumpy, aren't they? Very lumpy. The beaches, of course, the Seychelles theme has got a really lovely sound effect, so good for that. And do like the edge of map here, where it just drops away into the Pacific. That is very well done as well. We've got some coral dotted around just for extra detail. It's been done really very nicely indeed. And then we come into the lagoon. You can see the underwater sand there just looks very realistic indeed. So all credit there. Got a bit of a deep lagoon going on right by the start area there as well. That's pretty cool. Then if we pan down the islands, there's actually a whole bunch of little islands and little detailing areas along here. Is this a BonBon island? I thought long and hard about that. It's probably just a bit too small for a BonBon island for me, but it's very deep there. Look at that. I wonder how deep that actually is. Hang on, let's just have a little look. Okay, don't worry about the fact that it's grassy under here. This is just the way that the game works. Yeah, it's not very deep, but it's deep enough to give the effect that it is incredibly deep. And so, again, all a credit for that. Anything else we can have a look at down here? Yeah, a bit more underwater detailing going on as well. All right, okay, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice. Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Sirens! Check that off your bingo card. I need to have a BonBonB bingo card, don't I? I really do. Anyway, today's map. What do I think? Aesthetically, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It doesn't totally blow me away, but it does exactly what it needs to do, and it looks very rich in the way it's been done. There's nothing really drags me away. I'm going to give it 4 stars. I'm going to go lowish end of 4 stars, but it is still a 4-star map and well deserved. Detailing, pretty strong. Pretty strong. Not too much to talk about. Question marks over the 1-lane highway ramps around the island. I'm gonna go for a high 3. There's not. I mean, the underwater detailing is beautiful, but yeah, I've got to go for a high 3. I don't think it quite flips into 4 stars. Gameplay potential, probably a once play through, but given the niche and genre that it's in, I think it works very well indeed. So I'm going to go again 4 stars, but because it's really just a once through novelty, I feel, this one, I want to go for a low 4 stars. So there you go, Crake Atoll by Random 5. And given what it is and what it tries to do, I'm going to give it the BonBonB seal of approval. It's an island map which isn't an island map, so it will suit those of you that don't want to play an island map and those of you that do want to play. The only question mark is there enough build playing for those of you that really want to do a huge city? And yeah, well, you already know that in advance, so that's your call. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, commenting, liking, and for subscribing. The word of the day is on the screen now. Use that in the comments to score yourself some population points. You're part of our 20 and out elite, our secret society that only you and I and anybody who makes it to this part of the show knows about. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.